What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to the podcast. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, hit them post notifications. We're gonna get started with Illy. Go ahead and get us started, bro.
Number 5, boy. That's 5. That's a whole handful, bro. It's episode 5. Mitchell finally gets traded to an unexpected landing spot. Donovan Mitchell goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's start with Allen here. He was a longtime LeBron James fan, so back to his roots.
Dude, I thought this was a huge it was just super random. I thought everyone was expecting the Knicks to make the Knicks, right, to make a huge play to get Donovan Mitchell. And all of a sudden, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers emerging as the top spot. And honestly, I love it for both teams. Like I said, the Jazz are clearing house. It's time to go full rebuild mode. Some young players. Unfortunately, man, the Cavs are looking good. So what that means is my Bucks are it's gonna make it even harder for them to get back to the chip. That's a spot that the Bulls are gonna have to compete for. So personally, kind of makes me mad, but I think it's a good trade overall.
What you say, Finch?
No, I said he said it's gonna be a problem for the Bulls. I'm like, you put them that high standard of a seed.
Hell yeah!
But yeah,
we're healthy,
teams, bro.
I like him. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I didn't see it coming with the Cavs. Honestly, I did think they was probably gonna go ahead and force the Knicks. Even though I really didn't see him going to the Knicks either, or to me personally, I don't see why he would want to go to the Knicks. But the Cavaliers are a really good team. Like we was talking about in the comments, that pretty much like they are like a bit like they're like pretty much a potential championship caliber team. But if they had like a few more pieces, pretty much they could be like a win now team. But this is definitely a team that could develop into being like an Eastern Conference like champion squad team and making it to a finals.
Okay.
100%.
Where you, Khalid?
Yeah, that Kyle's trade come out of nowhere, and it's crazy because like as soon as the RJ Barrett got extended, I put in the story. I was like, yeah, that's probably it for the Knicks. It just speaks to how trash the Knicks are. You think they're gonna get somebody, and they never get that star, and they're still never
D-bag for sure.
Yeah, I remember they were supposed to get Zion, they were supposed to get KD and Kyrie, and then now we're settling for Donovan Mitchell. We're like to the point where like people are sad that they didn't get Donovan Mitchell. I think they're better off in my opinion, but it just speaks to how bad they are that they couldn't even get this deal done. So
Facts. I was
that front
say,
office is horrible.
The Cleveland starting 5 is insane now. It's Darius Garland, D. Mitch, Isaac Okoro. I love him. Evan Mobley. I mean, did he win Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, he did.
Rookie of the Year. And you got Jared Allen, bro. That is a solid 5.
That's a really good 5, but I think they need a solid, really good wing. I think they have a lot of good guards and a lot of good for forwards.
You see that 3 spot?
But they need that 3 spot. Yeah. Isaac Okoro is good. And Karis LeVert too, he's good too, but you really need that, that driving force. You need somebody who can like post you up, get buckets from just different situations in his dribble penetration, pick and rolls, situation like that. So I think they would do it that way.
It's really hard to match up with Cleveland now, dude. Like Darius is a really good scorer. You got D. Mitch. I mean, their guards are like going to be unstoppable. And then Yvonne and Jared are huge. I think they're both 7 feet, if not taller than that. So
that's all true. But it's like last year they ran into problems because in the fourth quarter they were kind of depending on Darius Garland to like take most of that playmaking responsibility. And yeah, you add Donovan Mitchell, but I really feel like if your two only playmakers are the point guard position, I don't think that's like going to be that competitive. I think it will be great, but like as far as like when we get to the playoffs, I think you need that big wing, like you got your LeBron, your KDs, and so on and so forth. You need that. You
think the Cavs make the playoffs then? Like not the play-in, the actual playoffs, like 1 through 6.
Yeah, I think they'll make I think they'll do really well in the regular season. But when it comes down to the playoffs, when the fourth quarter minutes, like
need that little bit.
you can't just depend on dribble penetration, pick and roll. You got to depend on, oh, I can put my guy in the post on a smaller defender, and I know he can post him up, get buckets, or he can make a play out of that post. I think dribble penetration is good, but I think you need a little bit more at the big.
I think they're just so deep. I mean, they barely gave up anything to land D. Mitch. I mean, I think they gave up Lauri Markkanen, which I don't know how anybody feels about him. I mean, he's solid, whatever. But Colin Sexton's coming off an injury. He's a better version of he's a worse version of Donovan Mitchell. And then I forgot the third player they gave up for. But
we don't know his name. We good.
Yeah, some random. Like they gave up nothing for Donovan Mitchell, bro. So
Ochai Agbaji, they gave 3 first-round picks unprotected and 2 pick swaps. Lauri Markkanen, Ochai Agbaji, and Colin Sexton.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I do the trade today. Again,
to me, Mitchell in a younger situation too. Like these players are still like young, fiery players. Like that's gonna add to like the energy versus Utah. He was playing with like some, I would say like mid-veterans or like mid-career players, pretty much. Like what I'm saying. So he really got like a good young core. Like that's gonna be a lot of motivation coming out there for Cleveland for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah, so, I think there'd be a good young team. But what I was saying was, I think if they wanted to compete like now, I think they would need that wing. But if you talk about they can grow with that young core, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you for sure.
I think they're gonna be a problem this year.
Same.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's segue here. I mean, this is a big trade that kind of shifted the power in the NBA. So let's revisit our Western and Eastern Conference rankings from last week. So we'll start with the Western Conference. Tell me if anything's changed. We had Suns, Warriors, Lakers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Mavs, Nuggets, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Trailblazers. Do we feel differently now that Donovan Mitchell's gone? That Pat Bev came to the Lakers.
Utah's not even on our top, so I don't even think we got to really revisit the West. Really.
Yeah. Still with the Lakers 3. We still doing that.
They moved the Lakers to 1, bro.
I'm about to go 1.
He said, "I ain't gonna move it to 1. I'll keep it at the 3 for sure. We still
I'll
need
keep
more.
it at 3, but
we ain't got nothing for real, man.
Bro, did you guys hear Jeannie Buss? Hold up. Did you guys hear Jeannie Buss's take yesterday?
The Russ thing?
I didn't.
Yeah, she defended Russ publicly, saying she corrected herself, but she basically said Russ was the best player on the Lakers last year.
That's cap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I did see that.
Did y'all hear that?
100% cap.
I'm telling you, bro. She knows something. Don't tell me Jeannie Buss don't know nothing about basketball.
No. She building that trade value. That's all that is.
Yeah. That trade value. All right. So are we changing anything in the West here?
No.
Okay. We have the Grizzlies 5th.
Yeah.
We cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
They was
I think that they just were way ahead of schedule last year.
Okay. The 2 teams that are really confusing me, I would say, is the Timberwolves and the Pelicans. I don't know what to they could either be really good or bid. You know what I'm saying? They won't be trash.
That's why they at the bottom for kind of a reason. You know what I'm saying, to see. And it just though, as well as the Pelicans played together at the end of the season from just getting McCullough, that's what gives me more faith. And they didn't even have Zion on the floor. Honestly, I need to go. I should have revisited that and got the record that they had since getting CJ McCollum, but it had to be significantly better, dude. They actually looked like a real competing team once McCullough got on the floor, dude. It was crazy how good they played together.
Hold up. I saw this stat somewhere. I'm going to give it to you right now. Go ahead, Alan.
I think there's just too many questions coming up this season with how certain players are going to play together. Like the Timberwolves going with Rudy Gobert and Cat. It's just the 6 through 10 seed. I mean, that's anyone's game if you really think about it in the West. So it's it comes down to injuries. It comes down to just team chemistry altogether.
What you think?
What you got, Eddie?
I'm trying to look up this CJ McCollum thing. It was crazy. I want to say it was 20-6 that they went when he.
Yeah,
don't quote me, but it was something crazy. It was a really good record.
Didn't they make the play-in? No, did they not?
They made the playoffs and they got 2 games off the Suns, bro.
Yeah, so
people really thought that they were going to beat the Suns.
That's what I was saying, man. That's crazy, dude. They really came in firing. So Zion come back to good condition and take his health seriously, they're a threat. We'll put them 2 low of a seed if anything, if they actually come out doing what they should do.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of feel like they could be higher. You know what I'm saying?
But because we didn't predict Zion's health. That's the only reason we did that when we talked about that thing.
That's fair. It's
I
just
don't think
I'm
there's-
just scared that we're gonna look stupid as hell at the end of the season because we had the Pelicans with 8.
Bro, I had the
I mean,
Lakers
That's not.
last
I
year,
wouldn't.
bro.
That's not about
we
the look.
got them 8, but like we won't be surprised if they're like 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't even put them at 2 or 3. I'm not gonna be surprised they come at a 5 or something like that.
Yeah, no.
It's
But I'm just saying, like if they went 3, you wouldn't be like too surprised. Like they got Zion back, CJ full season. Whatever.
Yeah, I think if you think about the Trailblazers, when CJ was a second option, I feel like the second option was a little too high for him. But as a third option, I think he's probably like one of the best threes in the league. You know, so I
for
think
sure.
I really think that team
He
could be
in
good.
Middleton. You see how good Middleton got when they actually got a guard, dude. That's why they ended up getting to the playoffs, dude. They was never gonna do that with Bledsoe. If they would have kept, if they developed more on Brogdon probably would have ended up getting them the chip for real, like helping them get. He could have played that back role.
And
Well,
I
if y'all
think
don't- if
Brandon
y'all-
Ingram took a huge step, and he's going to take another one this coming year. So
He's starting to become more of a
bro.
playmaker too, which I like. I like that too.
yeah, he's a
did,
dog. He might win MVP. Like
I
within the
remember
future.
when he was coming into the league. Did he play at Duke? Brandon
He played
Ingram?
at Duke. Yeah,
Dude, I remember him coming in, bro. I had high hopes for him, bro, being like the skinnier version of skinny KD. And I think he's finally starting to like kind of fulfill what
I
his
think he came in as a
potential is, but-
19-year-old. I mean, he's not old. He's like 24.
Yeah, he's been in the league for a little bit. I'm just saying it's nice to finally
came
see
in
him like
2017.
starting to get into it.
It was all 5 years ago. So yeah, it's 24.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
All right,
That's
yeah, I
crazy.
mean, I was also going to add that the West. I mean, outside of these teams, who else could really compete? I mean, the Spurs aren't going to compete. The Kings aren't going to compete. Chet got injured. The Thunder aren't going to compete. I mean, like,
Now
yeah,
these are my 10 right. Well, I not that the Jazz just traded. I would
yeah,
have
and Jazz
Trailblazers
like
in now.
full rebuild. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it would still be these 10 teams. I just wanted to know if like y'all wanted to switch the order up a little bit. The Grizzlies at 5 are just haunting me.
where
right
would you put the Grizzlies?
They won so much last year too. And even
now. I think I had them third after I think I had Suns, Clippers, Grizzlies, and Warriors. That was my top 4.
Okay, I mean,
So you want to throw them higher? Is what you're
we're
saying.
just yeah. I mean,
But it's cool. It's
cool.
cool. It's cool. We can keep it there because y'all adamant about the Lakers at 3, so there's really nothing I could do there.
we got Pat Bev, bro. Chill out. We might be 1 this year, bro. Chill, relax.
I don't know.
See what he did.
Let's move to the East here. Like we said, D-Mitch just came over to the Cavs, so it could kind of shake up the Eastern Conference. But our previous Eastern Conference was Celtics 1, Bucks 2, Sixers 3, Chirac 4, Heat 5, Nets 6, Hawks 7, Cavs 8, Raptors 9, Knicks 10.
Yeah, we changed
Throw the
that
Knicks
up,
out
so.
of there, bro.
I'm definitely I'm definitely moving the Nets up for sure. At least 1 or 2 spots. Like that's just an
Facts.
automatic. Now that they're gonna actually play a season with Ben Simmons in it and be a
Facts.
full probably this year, that's gonna be really dangerous if their chemistry come out like that for sure. And they still kept Seth Curry. That's crazy. That's so much pressure off of Kyrie. Like, man, that's really a dangerous squad. Like they definitely going maybe 3 now that I'm really thinking about it for real. But yeah, I'm definitely moving them up. I would move the Cavs up past the Atlanta Hawks and probably the Miami Heat this year almost, bro. Like almost, man. They're gonna probably be battling for a spot with the Heat. I feel like
I think the Bulls might have to come down a spot or 2, bro.
they do, most definitely.
The East is looking real competitive, bro. I'm nervous.
No
What
more
you got, Ellie?
cakewalk. I mean, I don't think the Knicks are going even to the play-in this year.
Nope.
I'd throw the Charlotte Hornets, even though Orlando Magic may be in that 10th spot.
Nah, Knicks will make the play in.
You think so?
Yeah, they make the play in.
Yeah, they probably like the best bottom team right now. Shit, the Hornets still ain't made no moves to really get anybody either. So we
I
really
think they just got a
open
new coach. I think a new coach will do them well, actually.
Yeah, new coach. We ain't got no new players. We ain't got nobody even almost replace Miles yet. So
Okay, so I think I would take the Celtics 1 still. I'm still taking the Bucks at 2. Now, where I want to put the Nets.
You're taking
I'll put
Sixers
them over
3?
the Sixers.
yeah, I'm putting them at the 4 spot, if anything, 4 or 5 for the Nets.
I know the 76ers added PJ Tucker, but did they add anybody else? That's crazy.
PJ Tucker's big though, bro. Like you can't.
That's true too, but
Everybody, people be acting like PJ. ain't
PJ
that big.
Schmucker?
that's not going to help them for the regular season, though. I don't
I
think
don't be disrespectful.
they have him for the playoffs. That's not going to add like a lot of wins to the regular season.
Yeah, you right.
But so I think Nets and 76ers, y'all. Nets are 76.
Ooh,
I feel like Nats in the third spot,
I
bro.
feel like Nets. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go with the Nets, man.
Do you guys worry? Because even though I think Ben will be a really good hybrid five, like a little small five, like a Draymond Green type role, I don't know. I don't know about the interior defense. I feel like if Ben Simmons is your only rim protector, I don't know.
They just picked up Markieff Morris too, though. That's really actually good,
True.
though. Saying to me, like he good on. I don't care what you say. He was on the He was on the Lakers when we just won too.
Yeah, but I think
is, like that's a decent pickup for what they actually need, man. He can actually like score a little bit, and he do got some good defense.
they do need some solid wing depth. So I think that is a good pickup. But I really think that the main problem that they've had over the last few years is rim protection. Like you have.
Dude, I don't know. The Nets are interesting, man. They could like change up their five. Just everyone's so versatile. You know what I mean? Like you got Ben Simmons who can play 1 through 5, and you got KD who could do the same. And I don't know, man. They have a lot of options. I think.
We can't even sleep on Chicago this year. We can't sleep on Chicago because they got Goran Dragic for Lonzo insurance. Like if you think about it, their problem started when Lonzo got hurt. You know, when they had Lonzo, they were number 1 seed in the East, right?
They were
number 1
crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I think once Lonzo got hurt, that basically
the good old days, bro.
And that definitely was a lot of their defense going like that. Everybody knows Lonzo monster.
I think Goran Dragic can step in and like carry for like a few weeks until Lonzo gets back if he ever gets hurt again. So I don't know. It's that little 3 to 5 spot. It's like the Sixers, Nets, and Chicago. No, 3 to 5 spot. Yeah, I don't know where to put them.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight to stay out of the play-in in the East.
Let's do Nets. Let's do Nets, Sixers, Chicago. How you feel about that?
I'm down with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think the East is a stronger conference now?
100%.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
I feel like it's almost always been the West.
Oh yeah, I mean, West
for like the longest time, but
this is definitely like.
Are we actually sure about that though?
100%.
Hold on, we got
everybody's scared of LeBron, bro. He came to the West.
How many
everybody went
teams
to the
can
East.
compete for the championship in the East?
1, 2, 3.
The top. Realistically, but you have to put like.
Go ahead,
5 teams can compete.
Yeah, no, I was about to say you got to say who they gonna compete against though, because really it's like who they have to compete against in the finals versus like you know what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying who in the East can compete to get to the finals.
Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Heat, Nets for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, 100%. and then in the West,
Warriors,
Lakers,
Phoenix, obviously. You got Denver because they finna be cool. You got the Clippers.
I mean, do we really know anything about the Clippers though? Like
the Clippers,
man, Wall was looking
good, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm not putting in the chat earlier, but I was like, man, Wall was looking crazy on runs, man. He felt good, like man, you could just see his personality. Like Wall really might have a good comeback here this year, man. It might be crazy.
If we keep it in the buck, Suns, Warriors, Clippers, the Grizzlies, if they do the same thing they did last year, they have the pieces to do the same thing last year.
I don't think they're a championship team. Not even close.
If the Lakers work out, they can compete. I don't know if they win, but they can compete. And then if Luka takes another step and has the MVP season, you never know what they were in the West Conference Finals last year. That's 6 teams right there.
Nobody's seen that really coming.
All 6 of those teams, I'd take the Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Heat, Nets, like in matchups. I think they're all better. Like they're more of a threat than any of those teams outside of like the Warriors.
So there's more teams that can compete in the West, but there's stronger teams in the East. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I think it's just as many teams in the East can compete, and they're like a notch better.
Okay. So after
would you rather see Giannis, bro, or CP3? You feel me? Like nobody wants to see.
That's a hard comparison. That's a hard comparison.
But that's the comparison. Like, who do you want to see?
Do you want to see Steph Curry or do you want to see Giannis?
Yeah,
I want to see Giannis.
But outside of Steph, like I'm just on the side.
No, I mean I would have took the Bucks.
Bucks could be the 3 seed, and the Warriors probably going to be the 1 seed here. But
yeah. Wait,
okay.
1, 2, 3.
All right, so that was 6.
Yeah, we got top 6.
So we got the Hawks, Cavs, Raptors, Knicks left.
So I was taking the Cavs over the Hawks spot that we had originally, pretty much.
For sure.
What number did we have the Hawks at?
We had Hawks 7.
7. I probably would put Cavs over them for sure, and I might actually put them 6 because we had the Nets pretty low too, and we moved the Nets up. So I
Yeah,
almost want
we
to.
moved Nets from 6 to 3. So yeah.
Yeah, I will put Cavs there the 6 or 5 seed for sure.
So you're gonna kick out Chicago then?
No, Chicago
Sorry,
6.
Chicago's still up. Oh, ooh, there you right. We got to keep Chicago there. You right.
So Cavs, let's say 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
Cavs
that.
7, Hawks 8. I'm assuming.
Yeah, we do Hawks 8.
Raptors 9, Knicks 10.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I like it. Raptors could make a little noise. Not gonna lie, they got a squad.
Yeah, they've been kind of quiet this offseason. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm not too worried about them.
Allen just riding with his Bucks, bro. All right, trade season coming up. You know, crypto's falling and everything, so we're gonna go NBA trades here. You know, stock market. We're gonna buy, sell, or hold these things. So here is one. Danilo Gallinari was balling in Italy for FIBA, and he tore his ACL. He just signed with the Celtics to give them depth. So how will this hurt the Celtics' chances of coming out of the East?
I don't think
Khalid or Allen.
I think he would have been a huge piece, but
Yeah.
I mean, they did fine without him last year. Damn near won the ring if they had just played. Jason Tatum had a little bit better of a series, so I don't think this is going to be a huge problem for them. But obviously, I think you would like to have a little bit more depth, someone who could stretch the floor with Gallinari. But I mean, it is what it is, man. You got to roll with the punches. I think they'll be just fine.
Are you selling?
You're selling?
I'm selling.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
You're getting rid of the stock, bro.
I think I would sell too. I think he would have been a nice little piece off the bench because I think they were really dependent on their guards. I think they were dependent on Derek White a lot more than they wanted to, and I think if you had that extra wing, I think that releases some pressure and he can shoot over most defenders. So, but we'll see. I'm gonna sell it for now because they're pretty they have a lot of players on the team. So I think I would sell.
They don't need to hold on to it. They don't need to hold on to the bread like you know saying they're losing where they can find a better player if anything. Not even better, just somebody else that can also fit their role.
And they barely gave up anything. They didn't give up anything to get him. They signed him, so it's not that bad of a loss, obviously.
Yeah, I was like, it's just money wise.
I agree with that. Just sell that boy. So are the Knicks better off without Donovan Mitchell? Are you guys buying that, selling that, or holding on to see how the Knicks turn out?
I'm buying that for sure. I'm buying that 100%.
Even though conversation really is a big buy.
I never understood the Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell pairing. That would have been terrible. That would have been terrible. And then they would have been stuck with that for years. So that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm selling that. I'd love to see Donovan Mitchell go to the Knicks. I think Knicks are starving for a superstar player. I mean, he's not the elite top 10 superstar player, but I mean, Donovan Mitchell in Madison Square Garden will be a show, and I'd tune in to watch that.
Maybe Jalen Brunson didn't go. I mean,
no, him and Jalen Brunson.
No, I'm saying nah. I don't think they can work together.
Jalen Brunson made it work with Luka. Why wouldn't he be able to make it work with D. Mitch?
I'm not saying from his perspective. I'm saying from Donovan's perspective. He'd be taking crazy long threes for no reason. He'd be ball hogging a little bit. I think Jalen Brunson could work, but he's not his best potential.
That's the thing. It's the Knicks. They're garbage. So anything you put Donovan Mitchell, all-star player. Imagine the Knicks having an all-star, bro. They were going crazy for Julius Randle, bro. Now imagine Donovan Mitchell. You feel me?
Let me hit you with this. Let me hit you with this. Where in the East would they rank if they had Donovan Mitchell?
Doesn't matter. They could be 12th, bro. Everybody's going to the Garden to watch Donovan Mitchell, bro.
They sell out shows now.
What?
They sell out shows now.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if Donovan Mitchell's in there.
Nah,
you feel me, bro? He can get you 40 wins. He can get you a 10th seed. You know what I mean? Like,
I think from like a business perspective, where like I hate wasting money, and I just feel like if you're spending money on Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson for the next 3-4 years to be the 10th seed every year, I just don't think that's worth it.
I mean, it's better than missing the playoffs.
Yeah, I think with Mitchell, they would actually make the playoffs and maybe have a little bit of a run.
I mean, they still make it happen, but
and listen to this: Donovan Mitchell goes to the Knicks. maybe somebody else wants to join him. You know what I mean? It takes one
Somebody
superstar to bring
come to the
another.
Cavs.
So, huh?
Somebody could want to come to the Cavs with him. Really, one of those superstars ever been. He probably
I
like
can
the
see it
big.
now.
Nobody
going to
wants to
the
go to the Cavs, bro.
Really,
Joakim Noah said,
I'm just
"Who
saying,
goes to
I'm-
Cleveland, bro?"
For one, Donovan Mitchell is like the biggest star player that's really wanted to go to Cleveland State. Like, that actually ever wanted to go to
Dude,
Cleveland.
Donovan
Like,
Mitchell did not want to go to Cleveland, bro. He just got traded there
I mean, I don't
He
know,
seemed
man.
happy on Twitter. He seemed happy that he was going.
because he got out of Utah, bro.
Bro, Utah, dude.
With
which one's
Mormon.
worse, bro? Where would you rather live, bro? Utah
I
City
definitely
or-
live in Cleveland, bro, because you know
Right.
LeBron, you know whatever.
They're both pretty garbage places.
But if it was about where he lived, he probably would have took New York for real if he's really worried about where he lived at.
Bro, I'm
I mean,
telling. All right, let's keep it going here. Are you buying, selling, or holding Russell Westbrook starting off the season as a Laker?
Oh,
You holding?
yeah, I'm a hoe because we got to see what it's gonna be like if he really gonna have that comeback season that everybody kind of feel like he is. Like he definitely declined over like his last seasons. Really, he just didn't do what we needed him to do. He didn't play absolute trash, but he definitely didn't play like the rest that we needed him to be on the Lakers that we was all hyped for from the beginning of the season. So I definitely also AD was injured a lot. That was their first year together. Like, so I definitely think it's gonna be a little bit better of a chemistry build. So I think we definitely gonna hold and like see what happens.
I'm buying it, bro. I think
are you
that's
buying-
what he starts.
You
But-
think he's going to start the season? With
Yeah,
the
with
Lakers?
the Lakers, 100%. He might get
Buying
traded
all that stock.
eventually.
Yeah,
I'm buying
that-
all that stock, bro.
They're looking. They're reportedly interested in the
Utah,
Jazz
really,
veterans. So and
Yeah.
they just
that
emptied
would
the
be
house.
crazy,
so
bro.
they're gonna trade him.
We get Mike Conley, bro. That's definitely gonna put us up there, man. Mike Conley is still crazy for like
They
that,
won all
man.
three of them. They won
Yeah.
Mike Conley, Bogdan, and Jordan Clarkson. They won all three of them.
That is
I
crazy,
would trade
dude.
Russ for those
No,
three.
the Utah Jazz aren't going to do that.
They're going to get rid of him. I mean, maybe
I
not
mean,
Jordan
yeah,
Clarkson.
but they're going to want 2 picks, right?
Yeah, I think the 2 picks for it would be worth it. Would be worth them 3.
I think the 2 picks would be worth Miles Turner and Buddy Hield.
The,
Yeah,
the
for
Pacers
sure.
were trying to lowball them. I don't know if that gets done. I
Dude,
forgot the trade.
Russ and 2 picks for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. That's like a great deal. Like both sides win.
I think that's a good deal for you. I don't know. I don't know if they think that's.
You know, Russ gonna be in Indianapolis. I'm in Chicago. It's like a 4-hour drive. I'll be there. You know, whatever. I'm buying Russ starting the season as a Laker, bro.
We'll see.
Isn't it?
Without playing too much.
I'll hold for now.
He don't come first game, drop 30, 12, and 12, and they're gonna win the chip. You know, don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right, buy, sell, hold. This is an interesting one. I mean, every year, Luka Doncic is the odds-on favorite to win MVP. Are you guys buying, selling, or holding him winning the MVP finally this year?
Man, I'm holding on it. We got to see how well Christian Wood do in the rotation now too. And even though like they really got a big boys on the roster right now too, but honestly, I still don't feel like they got that big piece right next to Luka that's gonna push him over the top where he doesn't have to take all the pressure. He does really well, obviously, as we can see about taking that pressure over the way he pushed into the Western Conference, but like he cannot be definitely in the West. He cannot be the only one gassing like that to get them like that far. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really gonna push them far enough. They probably could have got past the team like the Warriors had, like, you know what I'm saying? They had somebody on there that could take the pressure off of Luka and let him really work.
Yeah. I'm gonna sell it. Because I think that we as a media, not us, but like the media is tired of having a single player that carried their team and be like the 6th seed or like a low seed, be like a favorite for the MVP. We saw like a few years ago, Steph almost won it when he brought his team to the play-in and didn't even get in. And then Jokic won the last 2 when his team was like a 6th seed or something like that. So
yeah,
I think that's what's in store for the Mavericks, and I don't think they want to give that award for that situation again. I think the award is Joel Embiid's to lose. I think they snubbed him 2 times in a row, and this is a narrative league. So I think if he stays healthy and he has the same production as last year, I think he basically has to get it.
Yeah. And same thing they did with Russ too. Like they had to give Russ his MVP too. I mean,
what you mean had to?
They had to, because remember I could have sworn like
you thinking of James Harden, bro? You think of James Harden?
Is it Harden? Yeah, I think
because they snubbed him a few years and then they finally gave him one.
Yeah, I thought they gave Harden the one though that Russ was supposed to get. I thought Russ was supposed to get it that year or something like that, and then they gave it to Harden, and people were talking about it.
Russ
Then
got his in 16,
flip.
which was like
Think it
one of the
flip.
craziest seasons he's
No.
a
They were
player's
saying
ever had.
they were saying that LeBron could have won it, but because he had more, I think he had more stats in each category or something like that. But
Dude,
James Harden won.
LeBron for his first like 16 years could have won it every year.
Thanks.
That is 100% true.
Giannis can win it every year now too. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
I had Giannis win last year. That was my pick for MVP. I did not think Jokic should have got it.
I didn't think Jokic should have got it, but you know whatever.
Yeah.
Let's move on here. This is kind of an interesting topic that I was reading about earlier this week. Let me just read this quote here. Charles Barkley said that Kevin Durant was an abject failure during his career with or outside of the Golden State Warriors when he was not the bus driver. Okay. And then Shaq agreed that Kevin Durant was an abject failure, but he mentioned he did not know what abject means. So let me define it here. Abject is completely without pride or dignity and is self-abrasing.
I would agree with that pretty much because, like, I would agree with it for sure, man. Because he ain't got no really like no man. Like, he ain't gonna say he ain't got no soul, but he ain't really got no good job to stick shit through, bro. Like, once he get mad and not getting his way, he gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? He want to keep moving the situation and not try to make things work or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once things don't go correct, Kevin Durant way he out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've seen that from his first switch up, and he tried to do the same thing with the Nets, but you know what I'm saying? He obviously probably didn't get to go where he wanted to go, or wasn't nobody giving the Nets back enough to pretty much make it happen. And now he's stuck with that situation now to rescind his request of the trade. He always running from everything, like, you know what I'm saying? So we need to see him stick something out and actually go through something. Like, the Warriors were literally just like an easy way to a dub for him. Like, he knew well, like, if he hit the Warriors team, that was going to be a chip. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what. So that's just like an easy pass that he took to go ahead and solidify his stats rather than actually working for it.
Do you think do you not consider his time at OKC a success?
I consider it a success though, but like, he gave up on it too soon to me. Y'all were literally one game away from being to the championship again. This wasn't even the first time this wouldn't even have been your first finals appearance. So obviously y'all was able to make it there before, like, you know what I'm saying, before you quit on them. But now y'all was one game away to where, like, if they would have beat the OKC, if they would have beat the Warriors that year, I knew they was gonna win that chip, dude. I knew they was gonna win that chip over LeBron, bro, for sure. Like, we would have never seen a historic comeback from LeBron had OKC actually pushed over the Warriors that year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just saying that because, like, Charles Barkley said it was an abject failure. So, like, he was really, like, adamant about that. Like, but like, I don't think that his time at OKC was like an abject failure. You know, I think it was. They went to the finals. I think that's. I mean, you don't win, but I mean, I feel like you go to the finals. You're going far. I think one of the years, Patrick Beverly injures Russ. We don't know what happened that year. Like, I think I wouldn't call it an abject failure in those. Now it's talking about the Nets. That's an abject failure for sure, 100%.
I'm just saying, like, even Bron ain't do that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? The year before when he lost Kyrie and Kevin Love and still made it to the finals, he ain't go like, you know what, man, I'm tired of this. I ain't had him this year, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide over. He ran it back next year, had his boys, and they did what they supposed to do. And you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing we wanted to see KD do, especially since he already had been in the finals against LeBron first. So we wanted to see that second matchup versus a more developed team. If we were really seeing them crash out the Warriors in a 4-1, that was no reason for me to believe he couldn't overcome Kyrie and LeBron, honestly, especially that season.
Jump in here.
What'd you say?
Jump in here.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I wouldn't consider him an abject failure, but I mean, I think all the big basketball fans, as soon as KD left OKC for a 73-9 Warriors team that he just lost to and they're down 3-1, at that point, there's Kevin Durant before then and there's Kevin Durant after. And the Kevin Durant, when he was on OKC, I respected him. One of the greatest players of all time, one of my favorite players. And then once he left, dude, I feel like everyone just kind of – I mean, everyone respects his skill. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's probably top 10, skilled guy of all time. But I don't know, man. When you're going to a team like that and getting your rings, bro, it don't sit right with me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people enjoy people like taking pride in their like work ethic and having some dignity and not being like a sellout and just like taking the easy road or whatever. Like, I think everybody enjoys a nice story where you grinded, you worked hard, You went over the hill, bro. You're on the mountain. Like
And
everybody
it's
loves
like
seeing that. But
and
if
it
you
just
like,
coming up like us, our era coming up watching basketballs. That's what we used to seeing, and that's why I was saying in one of my comments I made on the poster, like the only two players that really fit that modern day to what our eras used to seeing, what a GOAT is pretty much, is Giannis and Stephen Curry, where you see them actually build from the ground up with a team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they stay with the same organization and it results in an actual dub situation. You watch Giannis go from being so little type shit, I mean, into being like literally one of the biggest stars in the NBA. You watch everybody have their doubts about Steph Curry to him going being one of the biggest guards in the NBA, and he stuck with the same organization. We really expect to see the same thing out of Kevin Durant because even at that time, he was way closer to either one of them to doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? To being that guy. Like, he's supposed to be a step and got his ring and been like right next to LeBron, like probably up there with 2 or 3 of them, for real.
yeah, I think. Go ahead. Well, let me just throw this in here. I think Alan can attest to this, being a Giannis fan. Like, how many people hated on Giannis, didn't think he'd be anything, and then he wins the chip, and Alan's crying in my house when this dude actually dropped 50 and got the dub.
That's that
Alan
feel I'm
couldn't
talking
believe it,
about.
bro.
That's the feel I'm talking about, though. Everybody wanted to get that feel from KD.
That's
Definitely
what I'm
out there.
saying, yeah.
Like, man, we wanted that feel to come from him. So, like, that's just like our era, what it means to be a GOAT. And you're seeing, like, motherfuckers like Kobe do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, like, that actually stick out organizations for the trade.
I didn't get that feeling since 2016. I mean, you got the 2 Warriors wins. The Raptors win didn't feel great because, like, KD got hurt. And the Lakers bubble win was, I mean, so that was a really good win.
This was Iggy.
All right, we're gonna come back. I'm gonna upload this one. We're gonna get it popping again.
All right.
All right. All right, so going back, you know what we were talking about with Kevin Durant. Like I said, Alan could kind of attest to, you know, Giannis being himself, sticking through it, grinding, getting some pieces, and finally achieving the championship. And yeah, I definitely agree with what Charles Barkley said in the end about Kevin Durant being an abject failure, not through his whole career, but post Thunder, for sure. How about you, Khalid?
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to when he joined the Warriors, everybody knew what the situation was. We knew who was going to win. There was really no incentive to watch the league.
It wasn't even
those
fun.
2 years at all.
Fun.
I would say I love basketball, and I just really feel like I couldn't watch it because I just knew the Warriors were just going to trash everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was only exciting watching LeBron play to make sure he was the one going to play him in the finals because you ain't see nobody else in the East touching the Warriors pretty much a game. Like everybody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron was the only team, like, you know what I'm saying? LeBron and the Cavs were the only team that was going to come close at all. And even with that trash team that he had with like Dwayne Wade and D Rose, where they picked up all them old veterans that year, he still willed them to the finals. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like it was only exciting watching LeBron have to deal with the struggles in the East to get to the Warriors again. So that's why even that last season that they won against the Cavs, it was such a letdown, man. Because we seen how much LeBron gassed in the playoffs. Came out game 1, hit almost 60 points. You know what I'm saying? Legendary playoff performance. And to watch JR sell it, man, that was probably the most confident killer playoff ever, dude. Like that's crazy.
But yeah, I think seeing this playoff series that he just got swept in against the Celtics, nobody was really talking about this, but I really think that exposed Kevin Durant because I think as the main option, and like with Kyrie, he played one good game in the game 1, but after that he wasn't that good. So like the main focus was on Kevin Durant. They double teamed him, they were physical with him. In Golden State, you cannot do that against Kevin Durant because if you double team Kevin Durant, that means Steph Curry's open. And if you double team Steph Curry, that means Klay Thompson's open. And it's so on and so on. And I feel like with the off ball that they do, how you got Steph running around the court, you got Klay running on the other side, it's a gravitational pull for the defense. And that just gives KD all this open area. One-on-one, you're not guarding KD. It's just not happening. So when you have all that gravitational pull to other people than KD, of course he's gonna drop 30, average 30 in the playoff series. And I just feel like now that he was by himself, he had Kyrie, but he was kind of by himself. I really feel like people saw what it was. You can't just be a great scorer, and that's all that you have to your game. You have to be able to overcome that physicality that people are gonna throw at you. And just to say, you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to lead by yourself. Like, and then if you're able to lead by yourself, the complementary piece that you have around with you can catapult you to a championship. And I just don't think he has that
It's
bad.
just like the type of player and like standard that we put KD at, we put him up there on that LeBron and stuff, GOAT level. And LeBron had did that on the Nets and did that, man, we would have never, ever let LeBron forget that moment he got swept in the East. LeBron never, ever got swept in the East. And personally, if he switched positions, that is a championship team for LeBron. Like, team he would have had with the Nets, bro, like, he could be back-to-back with that team, man. You gave him Steph Curry and Kyrie, and, like, you know what I'm saying, what he had? LeBron would have made that work because he's had way worse teams to get to the, you know what I'm saying, get to the finals. But there really is still no reason for him to got exited out the first round, being KD, and still not having the worst squad in the NBA. It would have been different if he was like lead one of the worst teams in the NBA period to a finals. But like you still had those pieces, and y'all did have a shaky year. But like you being KD, that's something he could work with. That's something we could put any other person we think is like a GOAT player in a situation that's gonna work for them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Alan, what do you think? What would have to happen for KD to get your respect back?
You'd have to go to the Wizards, back to his hometown, and turn that train around, bro, with him and Bradley Beal. But other than that, I mean, dude, he's been going to team. Okay, he went to the Warriors, post OKC, right, and then what was his next team? Moved on to the Nets, right?
Nets, yeah.
And then with the Nets, you got Kyrie, you had James Harden. I obviously got Ben Simmons coming in. It's like you're just going with these super teams, and it's like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Move somewhere where it's at least like competitive, like put you on that team where you're really going to elevate that team. But he's just going to these teams that are already stacked. And it's like, bro, move on. Like, come on.
And it's not even always stacked. Like, he got what he wanted in Brooklyn. They gave him that piece he wanted. He still didn't capitalize. Like, he did do that up to OKC. Like, OKC, he did build that. He just didn't finish it. And that's another reason. Like, so like Barkley said, Barkley was actually right to an extent because he didn't finish it through. Like, you know what I'm saying? Barkley really can't talk. He ain't gonna ring it off. But like, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Shaq was saying that Barkley has what's it, G5 classification or whatever he be saying. But he said because he's been there. And I'm like, he was able to go to a championship, but KD kind of fits the same thing. Barkley didn't win the championship, so I don't know why Shaq was trying to, I think that was just his boy trying to back him up. But Barkley can't really say shit either because he was doing the same thing.
For real, and it still didn't win. So like for real, like it just didn't work for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it just like, and even when he did it, like, you know what I'm saying, nobody really was mad about it. Like, it's just KD, it's a disappointment more than being upset. Like, it's really more disappointment. Like, he was definitely a favorite player. Like, I was loving KD out there when I see him leading his own team. I was scared for him to meet LeBron in the finals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when he did that, that just like took out his whole character and everything for everybody. Like, man, maybe he ain't this great player we thought he was. If he felt like he needed to go to a team that literally he almost 4-1 last year. Like, maybe he ain't the leader that we think he is. Maybe Russell Westbrook was right. Like, maybe it was right. Russ's frustration was correct. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it made everything questionable about him and his career.
I just want to throw this in that Charles Barkley was the MVP the year they went to the finals. And he lost to, the greatest player of all time in Michael Jordan. So I think it's a little different, him going to the finals compared to what?
Second greatest player of all time.
Hold on, man.
KD going to the finals.
He put against the GOAT. LeBron had to put his first ring on KD head, man.
That's true. That's true. But like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody respected KD for going to that finals. But as soon as you go to the Warriors, nobody really respects those championships. And I think that's everybody's problem with KD. You know what I mean? Like you said, he just needed to finish, bro. It's not how you start; it's how you fucking finish. He started good and finished bad.
I said Charles Barkley went up against the second greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Come on, bro.
Kevin Durant went against the greatest player of all time, bro.
Come
on,
on,
saying. And did
Kevin Durant beat LeBron twice, bro?
You see,
those don't count. You just said that those rings don't count.
Hold on. Now they might count.
KD would have got it by himself, boy, on me.
Yeah.
All right, so KD's a failure. Has no dignity, no pride. I think we all agree on that. Here comes NFL season coming up. I know we're not the biggest, NFL junkies or whatever, but I feel like we all got some, pretty respectable opinions. On the top 100 list, this is what I like about the NFL compared to the NBA. When the power rankings come for players for the NBA, it's like experts and analysis people, whatever. But in the NFL, it's the actual players deciding the top 100 players of the NFL of the last season. One big one was Aaron Donald was not number one. How do you guys feel about that? If you have any opinion about it.
I don't know how they had Tom Brady #1. I love Tom. That's my favorite player. But that dude is 45 years old. You have to have Aaron Donald #1.
That's just like
you have to have it.
Okay, but on the other
Especially
side,
after
that's
that
like
Super Bowl.
that's just like some people who are not LeBron fans, like us, seeing LeBron still be the type of like, I don't know how LeBron's still the #1. Like, you know what I'm saying? How people think he's still top in the league because he's so old and like, you know what I'm saying? But Brady, literally not even 2 years from literally still winning a ring in his 40s, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to give him that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason.
Yeah.
I can see what they mean, and he's never is. Football's a little different because he don't have to be the most athletic and most in shape person. All he got to do is go out there and hit them dimes to be protected. Like, you know what I'm saying? And do what he do as a quarterback. Like, he ain't got to be out here showing like amazing athleticism and nothing to be able to still keep that top rank. He got to still show that like whoever go up against him a threat, and that he didn't guide past anybody who's a threat. Especially after him honestly beating Mahomes, who probably will go down as probably one of like this era's like kind of best quarterbacks. He's gonna kind of probably be like that Tom Brady, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Face when Brady's gone. That's a big ring for him to like get a dub over him before whenever he decides to actually exit out the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Brady actually had an incredible season last year. I mean, he threw for like a lot of touchdowns. They got 13 wins. I mean, you know, won their division. I mean,
he didn't decline at all.
He almost came back on the Rams, to be honest. Like, he
I
was
was
right
really
there.
hoping they would do that.
And I was shaking.
Right there. Yeah,
Man,
he was right
20,
there.
I'm gripping 20 like, man.
There's a thing called Pro Football Focus. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp always talk about this, but Skip always says that according to like the metrics and everything, that Tom Brady had the best season of all quarterbacks last year, and like taking everything, statistics, QBR, and everything. So I mean, I don't see a problem with him being #1, if that makes sense. Like,
I don't either.
Definitely
like I
super old, but he definitely balled. Like, I don't mind.
Man,
but
they had to put two
Aaron
dudes on
Donald should have
Aaron
been
Donald.
#1 because that dude is insane.
The whole offensive line got to watch out for Aaron Donald, man.
They
had Von Miller on the other side. That was unfair. That was
Leonard Floyd, bro. Like, they had
that offensive line was crazy.
Yeah, that was yikes. But let's segue into top 5 QBs. If you guys agree, want to move them around. #1, Tom Brady. We said that. #2, Aaron Rodgers. He's the person that actually won the MVP last year. Patrick Mahomes, #3. That's kind of surprising. Josh Allen at 4 and Joe Burrow at 5. You guys
I'm taking
agree, disagree? Anybody needs to be thrown out?
Where's my boy Lamar, bro?
L. Jack.
He was hurt last year.
He had
he
a
was
season last year.
Last year, just all time. Because for 1 year, I'm definitely gonna put Lamar. I'm replacing Lamar
going into this season. Going into
this season. So I'm replacing Josh Allen with Lamar, and it's not because I don't like Josh Allen, nothing like that. For
Josh Allen, bro.
And Lamar, coach. I don't know. I think Burrow better than him too. So I'm just thinking out how to who I'm gonna replace, if anything. But I'm also gonna put Rodgers. I'm putting Roger low on the list though, because man, dude done failed me like last 2 playoffs and cost me like 20. So I can't have no faith in him. But actually,
you don't got Devontae anymore. No more Tay, bro.
Man, like it is just crazy.
That's a good point too.
I just feel like people like sleep on Jackson. He was injured last year, but he did take the. I think what was it, like 14 and what the season before? Like, man, he really cold quarterback. Lamar.
Oh yeah, they were 13 and 3, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. This year, before he got injured, they were like 8 and 2 or 3. Like, they were winning really close games, like down to the wire games.
Like at all, dude. Like, he definitely got his little things to work on, but like he definitely still a top 5 quarterback. He just was injured last year, and he got a lot of criticism for them losing the playoffs the year before too. But like that is one of them things, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really race it. Like, when we won a black quarterback, they just picked that extra pressure on you, bro, for real. Like, nobody even trashed Mahomes that hard for losing the Super Bowl to Brady and playing trash as he ever did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Lamar to me is like, he's not like the most skilled or whatever, even though he can run really good. But he's just one of those players for me where it's like, yo, I need a win, and go give me a win. You feel me? Like, I don't give a F how you do it, bro. Just go, throw it, pass it, run it, score it, whatever. I feel like he's somebody that like, yo, give me a dub, and he goes and gets you a dub, bro.
He fit perfect for the Baltimore Ravens culture, dude. Like, man, that's like probably the best.
It's so grimy, bro.
Like, obviously if things went wrong, they probably could trade it. But other than that, I don't see him moving from the Baltimore. Like, I feel like he's definitely gonna be that quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying, for a while.
I think the problem with him is like he's mostly a runner, and like he can pass, but like he don't really be going crazy with that. And I feel like in the playoffs, like if you get behind, which is what the Ravens would do in the playoffs,
Yeah.
you have to be able to pass the ball to stop
That's
the
it.
clock. And if you're just
100%.
running the ball, the clock's gonna keep running, and I don't think that's like sustainable. It's and then you're getting hurt too because you're putting all that miles in your body and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think he needs to really develop his arm, and I don't know. I don't think they had as good as wide receivers as the other top quarterbacks, but still, I think you need to develop your arm so you can not just depend on your legs. So
yeah, I think I don't know how you guys feel about the dude from the Chargers, Herbert. He kind of got snubbed from this list. I'm forgetting his first name. Is
Justin
it
Herbert?
Justin Herbert, yeah.
I love
mean,
Justin Herbert. He's nice.
He is an animal, bro. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen.
I think they snubbed him because he didn't go to the playoffs with that good offense.
Yeah, facts.
And Joe Burrow made it with that
was kind of
trash
suspect.
offensive line.
Yeah, fact.
Like Joe Burrow was getting.
Burrow had people scared, bro. He had people scared that they were gonna lose.
I like Joe Burrow, bro. I like Joe Burrow.
Bro, crazy. I wouldn't take him out. That's the only reason I replaced Josh Allen with Lamar too. And that's just like Josh Allen is really cold. Like I really want to put him neck and neck. But like to me, Lamar, I feel like he got something to prove this year. He came out the injury. He's gonna be fresh. They was dogging before he did actually lose. So I don't see him declining or like, you know what I'm saying, not doing what he's supposed to do this season at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would the only person that I would change is Aaron Rodgers.
I was just about to say this. Like, if I had to change something,
so bad, I knew that was that was what I was saying, but I didn't know how surprised that was going to be for y'all if I take him out the 5 and just put Lamar in.
I think Josh Allen, you saying Josh Allen off is more surprising than A-Rod to me.
Yeah, all right. So really, that's who I really want to take off first. And that was more coming out personally because like he done lost me money and like, bro, he be getting MVP.
Your ass love Aaron Rodgers though.
I don't think I would take him off though. I think I would just move him. I would put Patrick Mahomes 2, Josh Allen 3. And then put Patrick Mahomes right before Joe Burrow. I feel like that's a good play.
I think I'd take Aaron Rodgers off
completely.
Off completely because he lost Tay, he lost Marcus Scantling, whatever. I don't know his receiving core.
Okay.
Like,
I think most of that was he didn't trust his other receivers. I think like talent wise, dude's great, but I understand like he's not going to come through. But like I feel like if he only trusts Devontae Adams.
That was a cold game. Wasn't it like snowy? It
was, bro. And Jimmy G went up there and spanked that boy.
Jimmy G crazy, bro. That's a cold game.
I don't know about Jimmy G going crazy.
Actually, it was the defense that spanked it, but we gonna give it to Jimmy G. Let's move on. Wide receivers is a popular topic. Cooper Kupp had probably the most historical season as a receiver last year. He was number 1. Devontae Adams 2, Tyreek 3, Justin Jefferson 4, Debo 5. For me personally, this is like my top 5, so I don't really have much.
Would you switch it? Can we keep that order?
This straight, yeah, they got it right, bro.
Yeah. I think they got it right. Honestly, I might just put Debo just over the dude before him.
Justin?
That's it. Yeah. And that's it. I
haven't watched Justin that much, but I know he's really good. I haven't watched it.
Like I'll say, Debo almost really was the one that got them out the. They got them over. I mean, they got them over the package they get. I mean, yeah.
You know what? Debo is. I'd take him as a better football player, but not as a receiver. Like
I'm taking him off
running back package. You know what I mean? Like he's a great receiver, but he's not as good as a receiver as these other people.
I will take him off and put Jamar Chase right there. I think he had a really good season.
As a rookie, he top 5 as a rookie. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I went to the Chiefs.
Yeah, you went to that crazy game, bro.
Had almost 300 yards. Man, he was going.
That was insane.
And he got the seat. That's why it's different to him. He like, man, he had gone already. I seen it.
Yeah, but man,
he saw Jesus.
It was like he would just throw it up, and he would just know that he would catch it. And I think I'll play him 5. Debo gets hurt too much. He's not available. Availability is a skill for me, so I think I'll take him off.
He was a grinder though through the playoffs. He played through injuries, bro. He was an animal.
Oh,
I hear you. I'll take him off.
Go ahead, Alan.
I was say I don't got much to say, man, on the top 5 wide receivers. I love my boy Mike Evans. I don't know where he would rank in there.
He's consistent. Mike Evans.
Dude. You know what's sad to me? OBJ, dude, his potential and like how good he could be, and how good he like actually is. I know he just got that injury, but he got his ring and everything. But
like he was top at first.
Man, dude, if he didn't get injured in that Super Bowl, he would have got a crazy amount of money, bro.
Bro, he's got it all.
He had a touchdown. He was going crazy.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, I think I don't really think much people want him. He talking about going back to the Giants. I mean, then that's your choice, you know.
Chicago
That's
should
how-
pick him up, bro.
Who'd you draft? Didn't you say your draft was the other day? Was
Now
it
my draft
yesterday?
is Sunday. Wish me
Sunday,
luck,
okay.
boys.
Who are you looking
I
at?
never-
Do you have any prospects?
I don't know. I'm gonna go running back first, wide receiver, running back. Try to get quarterback in the 4th round, 5th round, and then just see whatever's left.
That's the move, bro. Yeah, if you get like one of those top 4 picks, I mean, Cup, Adams, Taylor, Henry, bro. Like you got to get one of those people.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We had a great episode. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Thank you to Illy, Allen, and Finchy. We had a good episode. I'm gonna catch y'all later. All right, y'all?
So 5 out the window, bro.
Yes, sir.
Sir.